Moonshine, light my way. Won't you take me down there tomorrow? One more day. So moonshine, light my way. Into the fog at the line. Fingers that you'll make it home alive. Shadows jump out in front of my car. Keep your dice on the dashboard and you're locking in the jar. Moonshine, light my way. Oh, take me down there tomorrow. It's one more day. So moonshine, light my way. Hey, moonshine, light my way. Little rainy, a little gray, nothing better than a moonshine kind of day. Welcome to the Thunder Walrus Show here on the Walrus Radio Network. And for those of you joining us live via video stream on YouTube, good morning to you. No matter what the weather is like outside, it's always sunny and 80 here with the Thunder Walrus. It's all about your mindset, all about your attitude. Get your wiggle on. Get focused on the positive things and enjoy the day no matter what the weather's like outside. And have a great day with us as it is been resonating around the world. Robin Williams, dead at the age of 63. A man that was so talented, I mean, just so unbelievably entertaining in every facet of the word, performing on Broadway, performing in dramas, romance comedies, and even just flat out hysterical stand-up comedy. You never know what kind of demons haunt somebody. A man who seems to have had such a wonderful and glamorous life, a great career, an amazing gift and talent that he shared with the entire world, and yet he still thought it better that life hereafter is better than the life he enjoys now. That's a sad place to be. I would have loved the opportunity to speak to that man, to just talk to him and hear what his ideas, thoughts, and philosophies were on things. I know he battled depression and addiction. He was in and out of rehab, and there are stories that he was in rehab as recently as last month, with the comments coming from his camp that was just a tune-up to continue his recovery and sobriety. So we don't know how true that was or was not, though he is confirmed he was in rehab as late as last month. And so Robin Williams, dead at the age of 63. They say it's asphyxiation was the cause of death. Does that mean he started the car and, put a tube in the window, or did he hang himself, or what was the situation? You just never know what it was or was not, other than the fact that we know Robin Williams has passed away at his own hand at the age of 63. We'll talk about that. Leads to the Walrus Wonders question of the day. Go by Tim Yar's page, Thunder Walrus question of the day, Walrus Wonders question of the day is posted there. Can you imagine a situation that would lead you to consider suicide based on the events of the past 24 hours? Where are you mentally? Can you imagine? I can't. I love myself. I can see me offing other people. I can see me. Yeah, I could if I had to. I'm not saying I would enjoy it, but push came to shove, yeah, I really believe I could do that if I thought my life or my family's life was in danger. I really believe that. Could I off myself? Yeah, not unless I was doing it to save my family and myself the suffering of and I'd have to be at the end of it. I'd have to be on the verge of just being completely lost out, goofy with some debilitating disease before I could even consider it. But you don't know, like I said, what demons haunt someone. Go post your answer to the Walrus Wonders question of the day. And you don't have to explain the situation, just unless you want to. But could you imagine a situation that would lead you to consider suicide? Yes or no is simple enough. If you want to elaborate, please feel free to. We've got a great show coming up for you today. Yes, at 11 o'clock, we will be getting a Sturgis wrap-up from Mr. Johnny Lang. We'll talk to him with the StripClubChoppers.com report as we broadcast the Thunder Walrus Show and stream live video from the Medieval Custom Cycle Studios here in Street, Maryland. It's a gray, rainy Tuesday here in the Mid-Atlantic, but it is always sunny and 80 when you've got the Thunder Walrus on. Remember, if you need to get the wiggle on, that's your tool to shake the negativity out of your life and get a good, clear view of the positive things that make you happy. What fills your happy cup? What? You don't have anything in your life that fills your happy cup, then you're going about life all the wrong way. We make sacrifices and do what we do so that we can have the things that make us happy. Depending on what makes us happy depends on how hard you work or how big of a paying job you need. Do you like big fancy things? Well, then you better get you a big fancy education so you can have an opportunity to make the big fancy money. Education is what it is all about, but educating yourself about you is first and foremost. Before you get them book smarts, you might want to know who you are, what you like, and what you don't like, and why Rick is pushing motorcycles out into the rain. It's his, he can do what he wants. He just got caught in a torrential downpour. They said it's going to be spotty and potentially heavy showers here in the Mid-Atlantic region, Maryland, PA, and Jersey. And I think Rick just got caught in one as he was bringing bikes around. We've had a lovely new 48-inch door installed here at Medieval Custom Cycles, which makes bringing bikes in and out of the front showroom an extremely easy job now, except when the heavens open up and God starts dumping buckets of water on you just about the time you push your motorcycle out the garage door. So be careful as you're traveling today. There is also potential for flash floods. Spoo you out there trucking that mulch around, brother. Keep your eyes open. Them cagers don't exactly know what the hell they're doing when it rains. And anyone else that's traveling, I know Rick's got family headed back to Florida today. Well, they'll be, I'm sure, making their way back to the airport sometime throughout the day today. I don't know what their flight schedule is, but Rick will be bidding his sister a fond farewell. And we'll wish you all safe travels as you make your way around today, and be very well aware of standing water, as potential flash flooding is an issue all around the Mid-Atlantic region today. This first kid, it's Boynton Beach, where we go to Boynton Beach, Florida first. This kid is 18 years old. Now, I know as young adults, we all do dumb stuff. As young adults, we've all made really bad decisions that have put us in situations where we may have needed the assistance of an attorney or potentially even a little bail money. But this is just blatant disrespect, ignorance, lack of education, and plain out I don't care attitude. And I really believe it stems from not being taught. We think kids assume and know what 911 is. See, I was a kid when 911 got started. Back when I was a kid, a little kid, you dialed 0, and you got an operator, and it was a person, and you told that person, I need the police department, please. I need a fire department, please. and that woman got you directly in touch with where you live, Earlton Road, Hartford County. You know, we didn't have a municipality, we weren't in town. They called the sheriff's departments for us, or the state police, depending on which was closer or the severeness of the situation. But either way, you dialed 0. You had a number you could call to check the time. It was hilarious. But that's how it worked. So you were taught that this is a number, this isn't what you call to check the time as for fun. That's what we did. We'd go and check the time for fun. I think it was your area code and then 555-1212 or something like that. Information was 411. You could call the operator and get information like area codes for other cities, you know, and the operator was who you called for an emergency. And when 911 came about, we were instructed that this is for emergencies. When you can't get to an adult, if there's an adult here, you go to an adult first. But if there's a fire or you fear for someone's life, those are the only times you dial 911 without going to an adult first. And somebody better be really bleeding and really dying, or you will be bleeding and probably close to dying. It was instilled in us. It was communicated to us clearly how important a 911 emergency was. You know, block that line up. And yet in Boynton Beach, police said a man, yes, a man, he was 18 years old, was arrested after he made false 911 calls and then told police that the reason was because he had been bored and didn't like his neighbors. Now wait till you hear the kind of 911 call this clown made. According to police, Robert Kuchana, 18, made the first call on July 28th and referenced a naked man with a gun. 5 police officers responded, according to the police report. On August, of course, they found nothing. On August 2nd, he made 2 911 calls, but hung up, according to the report. Then on August 5th, he called 911 to report a shooting on Woolbright Road. 8 police officers responded. Officers then say about 20 minutes later, he called 911 again to report a bomb in a dumpster behind 1325 South Congress Avenue and said it would detonate within the hour. 8 police officers responded to that call. This guy was using entertainment, using the 911 system for his own entertainment to watch police responses to very serious and real threats in today's society, and he found that amusing. What kind of entertainment was this kid allowed to be exposed to as a child, and where was the parental guidance that instilled in this child 911 is an emergency thing, you don't holler fire in a crowded building, and you know, these kind of common sense things you just figure out before you're 5, and at 18, this 2 steps above Cro-Magnon man is dialing 911 and making such serious threats. And his grandfather says, but he didn't want his name provided. He didn't even want his face shown in the video that that was part of the article. He said that a detective came to his house with a bomb-sniffing dog. They thought Robert had bomb-making materials in the house. Well, they figured out who was making the calls, and if he said there's a bomb in a dumpster and making that kind of threat, they want to know if he has bomb-making materials. He said, I don't know if Robert really did this or not, but if he did, it comes as a shock to us. Detective says they believe Kuchana had also called Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County to provide false tips on homicide cases and false animal complaints. dispatch was able to GPS track the cell phone to the area of 21 Peachtree Place in Boynton through triangulation. You know, they figured it out who he was and where he was, where Kuchna admitted to police that he had made the false 911 calls out of boredom. Kuchna is being held in the Palm Beach County Jail. Boynton Beach police remind the public that making false calls to 911 is not only a crime, but ties up valuable resources that could and should be deployed for true emergencies. And it's just a fact, it's a waste of time. Listen, you don't understand what it is to be an emergency responder. You don't know what it is to be that firefighter and that EMT responder, or even that police officer that is dispatched to things like a naked man with a gun, a shooting, or a bomb threat. They're like spidey senses. These people are amazing. If you would sit down and talk to one and really get to know somebody that has been in that kind of situation, it's a high stress level because their senses. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. I've seen it in their faces when they've been on the scenes of accidents and stuff like that. Because as I was taking some nursing classes, you know, you do ride-alongs in ambulances, and you see these people react and how they're just like a switch goes off and they turn into a different person. Well, every time you call in a false call, they falsely react and turn on that switch. And after so many times of hearing people cry wolf, maybe there's going to be a time where they think that call is you, and they're like, you know what, this is just going to be another bogus BS call, and they don't respond with the intensity and the intent that they normally would, and maybe they don't do the job. You don't understand the kind of things that you can lead and set off, the chain of events that you can set off by doing that. They have no regard and no care because there is no accountability and no responsibility. And I hope they throw the book at this kid. And for that matter, even though he's 18 and an adult, I'd still go back and throw the book at his parents or whoever raised this child. Because if it was his grandparents who said it comes as a shock to us, well, guess what? You weren't paying real close attention to what little, whatever this Mr. Kuchna's name is. What was his first name? Robert. Little Bobby's been off the wall for a little while because this is a repetitive habit he's got going on here. It's not like he just picked up the phone yesterday. So I don't know what you've got to say for yourself, but as an outsider looking in, and the evidence I see before me right now, you screwed up somewhere because you didn't teach this kid right from wrong. You didn't instill in him a sense of responsibility and accountability, or care or compassion either. So epic failure on your part, but don't feel bad. You're not alone. We're all in this together. We've all failed at some level or another. Just hopefully you didn't fail to the point where your kid's making fake bomb threats because he's bored and don't like his neighbors. I've got some music coming up for you. I'd like to be able to tell you what it is, so let's make sure I'm at the top of the playlist. Yes, I've got some Loss of Effect with their song Anarchy coming up for you. This is the Tuesday edition of the Thunder Walrus Show, and we're streaming live from the Medieval Custom Cycle Studios here in Street, Maryland. Big shout out and thank you to Medieval Custom Cycles, not only for the studio space and the availability and use of the internet and all that great stuff in this fine little setup we've got here, but thank you for taking care of our motorcycles, the Pan Pie and the Thunder Walrus. Don't use anybody else but Medieval Custom Cycles. Rick's got 120 certifications. He is a graduate from the Motorcycle Mechanics Institute in Phoenix, Arizona. As far as we know, he's the only Harley certified mechanic that's not currently working for Harley here in the Mid-Atlantic region in Northeast Maryland area. So if you want Harley certified mechanic without paying Harley prices, be sure you check out Medieval Custom Cycles. He's got service package and maintenance packages available. Give him a call at 410-457-5500. And for all our buddies that work out in that blazing summer heat, breaking their backs in construction work, it's a rainy day today. I know you're probably not doing that voodoo that you do so well, because it's not real conducive in this wet weather. So if you're out and about, want to stop by, come by, hang out with the Thunder Walrus Rick here at Medieval Custom Cycle. Hell, you might even be the next special guest host of the Thunder Walrus Show. We've got a lot more entertainment coming up for you, and don't forget, straight up 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be talking to the one and only Mr. Johnny Lang from Sturgis, South Dakota. It'll be the Sturgis wrap-up for the StripClubChoppers.com report with Johnny Lang. All of that coming up at 11 a.m. But this is Loss of Effect and their song Anarchy. Good morning, Walrus Nation. For those of you watching on the video stream, the question and answer is up, but yes, I'm just off screen. I am armed with a fly swatter. So if you see something take a quick through the air, what was that? Yes, I am armed with a fly swatter in my left hand, just off the screen. These flies, I guess the rain has driven them back inside, and oh my God, they're making me nuts. But you know, it doesn't take much to make me crazy. I'm within walking distance. I don't need to be driven there, right? Good morning, Walrus Nation. You're listening to the Thunder Walrus Show and watching the live video stream from Medieval Custom Cycle Studios in Street, Maryland. Yes, Spoo, we need to thank you. We were talking about the doors as Rick was bringing the bikes in. It was for our buddy Billy Smetano, also affectionately known as Spoo. Him and Rick worked all day Friday. He stayed here with him, helped him cut the door out, framed it in, mounted it up. Now it just locks and we can't get in. No, we can get in. We use the front door, but that was usually our main access. But oh my goodness, how nice. I mean, he just opened the door. Billy even had that great idea. It's a steel door, so we put a magnet up on the frame that we have inside here of an awning. You need to come by and check it out. It's just really cool. It makes things very nice, makes in and out access with motorcycles, whether it's a full-size bagger like Spoo rides, or these stripped down chopper style bikes that Rick rides. It doesn't matter. They fit in with great ease. Or even them tall ape hanger bikes like mine. Come right in here now, man. Thanks again, Spoo, for your time and efforts and your investment here to help us improve things, not only for ourselves, but for our customers and their machines. Rick helped keep so. Lord, somebody's riding in. The dedicated, you gotta love them. Some of them should be the committed, but that's all right. We love them all. They're our bread and butter and what makes our lives go around. We appreciate them so very much. Hey, this next story, this kid just blows me away, man. 9-foot alligator versus 9-year-old boy. And guess who walked away? Well, he didn't necessarily walk away, but he lived to tell about it, and with really all things considering, minimal damage. A 9-year-old Florida boy got up close and personal with a massive 9-foot alligator this past week and has lived to tell the harrowing tale. A representative with the St. Cloud Police Department told WFTV that James Barney Jr. was bicycling Thursday when he decided to take a dip in a restricted area of a lake in Osceola County. What was supposed to be an innocent swim soon took a dangerous and scary turn, however, when an enormous gator approached the boy and bit him several times. Witnesses told wildlife officials the gator was 9 feet long, and gator trapper Joseph Elsball said it weighed between 400 and 500 pounds. This was according to the WFTV report. Speaking from his hospital bed in the aftermath of the attack, Barney described the terrifying experience per WOFL. He is quoted as saying, "It really amazed me what happened at first. I thought someone was just playing with me, and I didn't know what happened." He said, "I reached down to grab it, and I felt its jaw, I felt its teeth, and I didn't know what to do, so I immediately reacted and hit it a couple of times." Well, seemed to have worked. According to the Orlando Sentinel, Barney suffered 3 superficial bites, mostly on his gluteus maximus, and about 30 teeth marks and claw scratches on his back, stomach, and legs. In a Facebook update Saturday, Barney's dad said the boy, who was hospitalized following the attack, is, quote, doing well, end quote. "Today, I was told to count my blessings, material and non-material," James Barney Sr. Wrote on Facebook, following the gator attack on his son. He went on to say, "Little did I know that I could have lost one of them very easily," end quote. And then again, quoting Mr. Barney Sr., says, "My son put up a good fight and beat a 9-foot alligator," he continued. Trappers are still searching for the alligator that attacked Barney. The lake where the attack occurred has reportedly been closed off to swimmers as the search continues, and boaters have also been told to avoid the area as to not to interfere with the search effort. Once captured, the alligator, which trappers say does not seem to have a fear of people, will be relocated, not assassinated. They're just going to relocate the big fella. That's their statement now. But the boy a 9-year-old boy put up a fight against a 9-foot alligator. Pretty damn good story to grow up and tell, ain't it? I think the kid has already earned his badass award. He might be a lucky badass, but nonetheless, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, isn't it? I've heard that saying many, many times. But he reacted. He didn't, when he said he didn't know what to do, so he just started hitting. He knew doing nothing wasn't going to stop this alligator from eating him. So he knew he had to do something, even if it was wrong, and he just started doing what came to him naturally. He reacted. He let his natural instinct. He has a survival instinct that some people have, some people don't. It's an ever-present reminder and proof positive to me that nature is truly all about survival of the fittest. And at some point in time, as we were having conversations last night with some friends, when do you draw the line and say, look, we have to cut this off here? Because in today's society, we think that there is a level of entitlement that the government just needs to take care of us. But what you don't understand, the government is not in the business of taking care of you, because they can't even take care of themselves. They're pushing 18, 17, whatever it is, $1 trillion in debt. We're on the north side of 15 trillion. I know that. So I'll make it, I know I'm accurate when I say we're on the north side of $15 trillion in debt. And we're expecting them to take care of us. You want them to take care of you? Come on, they can't take care. All they're doing is fattening their own wallets and bank accounts and trust funds for their children and ensuring a life of the best health care and comfortable financial resources at the expense of hardworking Americans' tax dollars. And on the other end of the pendulum, we have a society here in America that thinks all they have to do is show up and put their name on a list, whether they're already an American citizen or if they're even an illegal immigrant. All you got to do is get across the border and get your name on the list, and then you can have all of this entitlement. You will your needs will be met. You'll have health insurance. Your kids will get an education. Yeah, but wait a minute. They're not contributing to the till that's paying for all that stuff. They're getting paid under the table or through fake Social Security numbers. And all of that money is going back to Mexico. Well, they want to make them citizens so they can get them real Social Security numbers and on the books so that they can collect the taxes. But herein again lies the problem. They don't care about those taxes. Take them. They're still sending the majority of their money back to Mexico. They're not spending it here in the United States. They're not buying homes. They're not investing in sending their children to school. The ones that the orphans that are getting here are coming unaccompanied. It's not like parents are showing them up and dropping them off. These kids are just escaping a bad situation. If you want to help anybody, help those children. Capture the adults that are sneaking across the border from Mexico and send them back. These kids are running from something. Understand that. These children were terrified that they fled their own country. Let's investigate how bad the situation is they're running from. Get rid of the ones that got here, the adults that got here illegally. You go back and fight your own battles. We're going to take care of these kids and see what's going on here and stop this little situation. I just don't get it. You know, I just don't get it. And maybe I'm not supposed to get it. I don't know. But the 9-year-old got it because he got into it with an alligator and 9 foot. I don't know. Very many people can tell that story. I mean, you got some that survive shark bites and things like that, but there's not many of those either. He has entered a class of people that, yeah, you just automatically give them the badass stamp, don't you? Yep, here's the badass award. You've earned it. Keep it forever. Tattoo it on your forearm, your upper left or right arm. Help put it on your chest, your back, whatever you want. It's your stamp. You've got it. 9-foot alligator. Damn it, man. I think I would probably just go to screaming like a little girl. Wouldn't you? I mean, what else could you do? Well, you can piss yourself. Well, yeah, but you're in a lake already. Well, you could crap yourself. Yeah, then maybe that would just taste bad. And he was already biting him on the butt. Maybe that's what actually happened. Maybe it wasn't the force of his punches that deterred it. Maybe the boy got so scared he messed his britches and the alligator got a taste of that, and that's why he stopped biting him in the ass and swam away. That's what the crocodile hunter should be looking for. The crocodile hunter should be looking for an alligator somewhere that's over in the corner going trying to get a bad taste out of his mouth. That's the one that was biting little Barney Jr. in the butt, maybe. What do I got coming up for you? Oh, Miss Charlotte Midnight Rider. If you were listening, I've got some Joe Cat coming up for you. 5 miles of pain and little mama's black sheep. Don't forget at 11 a.m., straight up 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be talking to Mr. Johnny Lang from Strip Club Choppers. It'll be the stripclubchoppers.com report, the Sturgis wrap-up. We'll find out how the rally went out there and see how Johnny's faring after such a long rally and then facing a 30-plus hour drive back to Florida. And I think they're rolling out of there sometime today. They may even be on the road by the time I talk to him. All that and much more still to come on this gray, rainy Tuesday here in the Mid-Atlantic. But like I said, remember, it's always sunny and 80 with the Thunder Walrus. It's your attitude that makes it that way. And that your attitude is the only thing you've got complete control of. So if you need to get the wiggle on, shake the negativity out of your life and get a good, clear view of all things positive, the things that fill your happy cup, do that. It makes people wonder what the hell's wrong with you when they see you shaking, and it's raining, so it's easy to shake like a little wet puppy today, because most of us are. We're in the Mid-Atlantic. If you're out traveling, riding around, y'all be careful. Stay safe. Allow enough stopping distance. It's been a while since it's rained. I think the roads may be a little slick. And besides that, the other drivers out here just can't drive in the rain, so remember that. Good morning, Walrus Nation. For those of you on the video stream, that's why I need a co-host. You see, I get off on them squirrel trails, man, and then I have a hard time finding my way back, and usually it's a sharp and abrupt U-turn. But it happens.
No need to bitch, cause I got it all. Now I can't tell the bed, she won't go tell. Sitting on my feet, here I am.
Also, the question and answer is up and available to y'all. If you're on YouTube and watching the video stream, feel free to ask a question. I'll answer them. I check them fairly regularly. Speaking of which, I should check the Facebook page and then the Thunder Walrus page. I didn't check it.
Now they forgot to pay me after the show.
I hope y'all love Joe Cat as much as I love Joe Cat. And I don't know how much of him you're actually getting. Let me see what the... Yeah, it's picking up fairly well, I think. Didn't hear anything from Frank Schneider yesterday, so we must be doing pretty good on the volume deal with both our Spreaker broadcast as well as the YouTube broadcast as well. What's up, man?
Sing my song now every night. For people like me struggle through life. Don't think retirement's inside. So I roll down the road in the middle of the night. We can't till the band from a cheap hotel. So many more miles to here and there. Red for dollar, you don't know my name. Rolling through the years and the miles away. Rolling through the years and the miles away. Rolling through the years and the miles away.
Good morning, Walrus Nation. You're listening to the Thunder Walrus Show and watching the live video stream on YouTube from the Medieval Custom Cycles studios here in Street, Maryland. It's a little bit rainy, it's a little bit damp, but hell, you was wet when you was born and that didn't kill you. So get out and do that voodoo that you do so well. Just be careful when you do it. Remember, have a little extra traveling distance between you and the other idiots out there, because you just don't know how big an idiot they actually are till they run into you. So just be careful, be safe, and it's always sunny and 80 here. It's all about your attitude, man. Get a good positive grip on the day. a smile on your face, because it always makes people wonder what you're up to. And what we're up to is trying to entertain you just a little bit. This ain't so much entertaining as it is disturbing, but holy crap, how funny is it? Now that the guy's okay, you got to realize that this is only funny because the dude lived. But how bad is your luck? You're cruising around downtown Beijing or wherever the hell this guy was. Gangman style. No, it's Ganyan. He is a Chinese man. His name is Yunzi Zhao. Yunzi Zhao. This is according to the Telegraph, that Zhao was casually walking in his hometown of Ganyan when he noticed a knife protruding from his head. What? How do you mean he noticed a knife? Well, see, here's what happened. Where did the knife come from? Apparently, Zhao was walking underneath a high-rise apartment building. The knife fell from an 8th floor balcony in what has to be one of the worst cases of bad timing, wrong place, wrong time kind of situation ever. He just starts hollering that his head felt heavy and it was pain, a true splitting headache. What happened was the knife, wind is what they say, blew the knife off the balcony. The knife falls point down. It goes into his head, but it doesn't penetrate his skull. It goes outside of the skull, but through the skin, and a passerby explains to him why he is hollering, "My head hurts, my head, my head." There's a good reason why your head hurts, dude. There's a 12-inch butcher knife sticking out of your freaking skull. That just had to have sucked. He said it hurt a lot. Zhao told that to a station as he was in the hospital. "I cried out, my head hurts, but I did not know what had happened." Only hours after the incident, doctors were able to remove the knife from his head. Chinese publications report that police said the knife had been knocked over the edge by wind. Zhao is currently in stable condition and expects to make a full recovery, according to the article. But dude, you've got to have the worst luck in the world. If you're just walking down the street and off the 8th floor balcony, you imagine how much velocity that knife had? Yeah, you had the bad luck of it stabbing you in the head, but if it would have hit you right square in the top of the head, it would have went right through his skull, split his brain in two, and killed him better than 4 o'clock. So if you think being hit in the head with a knife is unlucky, how lucky was it that it stayed on the outside of his skull and didn't kill him? And the fact that he was still standing, screaming, my head, didn't you think to reach up and feel this obscure object coming out of the top of your head? A passerby had to explain to him that a knife was sticking out of the top of his skull, and he had no idea how it got there. That's got to be the weirdest thing on the planet. But again, you think of it as unlucky, that's a negative viewpoint. Look at it as positive. He's going to live to tell about this. Look at the little kid. A 9-year-old kid fights off a 9-foot alligator. Not necessarily a fair fight. But look at the positive. He lived to tell about it. He was lucky enough to get away from the gator. That old boy was lucky. And 8 stories high, a good-sized butcher knife. Can you imagine the velocity that thing was falling with? The fact that it stopped short of, penetrating deeper into his body is amazing to me. But then again, I'm not that bright when it comes to physics and all of that stuff there. So, you take it for what it's worth. Don't forget, we have got a lot of great things coming up. The Nothing Fancy Party, sponsored by Strip Club Choppers PA and Randy's Cycle Shack. Strip Club Choppers PA, New Jersey, and our buddy Hillbilly. We'll be talking to him next week. The party is August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Green Lane, Pennsylvania. You can go on Facebook and check out events on my Facebook page. You can also check it out on Strip Club Choppers PA New Jersey's Facebook page. It's a wonderful party, great bands, great entertainment. Yours truly will be there, being your host, MC, and DJ. Strip Club Choppers PA New Jersey, and a whole slew of great vendors, a lot of great bands. The party's going to be fabulous. When Hillbilly throws a party, it's a party. So make plans to join us, Green Lane, Pennsylvania, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th for the Nothing Fancy Motorcycle Rally, sponsored by Strip Club Choppers, PA, New Jersey. Randy's Cycle Shack, Strip Club Choppers Radio, and the Walrus Radio Network. Me, Pam Pie, and the boys will be up there hanging out and partying with you. It's going to be a great time in Green Lane, Pennsylvania. We want you to come out, hang out, join the party, and see how we do it, Strip Club Choppers style, with Nothing Fancy in Green Lane, Pennsylvania. 11 o'clock, that's what we're working our way towards. That'll be our next segment. We'll talk to Mr. Johnny Lang from Strip Club Choppers. He's going to give us the Sturgis wrap-up. They're packing up their goodies and what they've got left, and from the way it sounds, you don't have much left. They had a pretty good rally from what I understand. We'll get all the details from Johnny about that and Miss SCC's calendar unveiling and the Buffalo Chip and how things went at the party and who they partied with all week long. Sturgis Motorcycle Rally wrapped up this past weekend, and we're going to get the wrap-up from Johnny at 11 a.m. I got some Mama's Black Sheep, I Am Here, followed by Silver Tongue with Lies. This is the rainy Tuesday edition of the Thunder Walrus Show as we stream live video from the Medieval Custom Cycle Studios in Street, Maryland. Good morning, Walrus Nation. This is one of my favorite groups from the Baltimore area. This is my boys from Silver Tongue and their version of Lies. Come on, Johnny.
Thank you for calling Strip Club Choppers and SCC Event Productions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we got it.
How do I get redial on it? Ah, shit, come on. Hey, man, what's happening?
Well, not too much. Get ready to leave Sturgis.
Right on, right on. How was the rally?
It's good, man. It's good.
Good. Did you guys get hail out there?
Yeah, we got a little bit of weather one night, not major though.
It wasn't like that '09 shit where the hail was size of softballs.
No.
No, okay.
Not like that.
Okay, cool. All right. All right, we're coming out of a song here. Just hang on. Let me wrap this down.
So what you're going to have to do, BJ, you're going to have to get on the internet.
Here we go. Good morning, Walrus Nation. You're listening to the rainy and wet Tuesday edition of the Thunder Walrus Show. It's that time again, though. It's 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And he promised us last week he'd be here, and he is here for the Sturgis wrap-up. Strip Club Choppers was out there in full swing with 3 locations, also unveiling their Strip Club Baggers line. And also Miss Strip Club Choppers had a calendar and poster to unveil. It was a big time out there, and we hope he's got a successful story to share with us. On the phone now, it's Mr. Johnny Lang from Strip Club Choppers. How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm still actually in Sturgis. Getting ready to actually give me a ride home. Take 4 or 5 days to ride back to Georgia, where my truck trailer is, and enjoy the fate of the United States as we journey across for the next week or so.
Oh, how cool is that? I had the opportunity to do that in '09. I'm glad I did it. I'm not so sure I would venture out to do it again, but it is worth doing once. It's a beautiful ride. There's a lot of great sights to see, and I hope wish you safe travels on your journey back, and I hope you got good weather for the entire ride. So what fabulous things do you have to share with us? What was the highlights of Sturgis 2014, the 74th edition of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally for you guys? What were your highlights, Johnny?
Well, we ended up with 3 locations. We had to make some adjustments on our 3rd location, but we ended up at the Bank Saloon, the Beaver Bar, and of course our usual spot at the ship. All 3 locations enjoyed some success. Moved a lot of merch, so we're real happy about that. Met a lot of people. BJ, or Betty Joanna, our promo model, she did 3 photo shoots out here while she was here. One for Cycle Source magazine and one for a German magazine, and then my good buddy Steve Kelly, he did a photo shoot with the bagger for some European magazines that he submitted to, and another clothing line shoot. He did that, so she was also with Rapsole for the Rapsole show on Thursday. That was great. She was signing her posters and debuted the new Buffalo Strip calendar, which is October, and that's available online. There's a great picture in there. We want to thank Sam Kane. He's the photographer for the Buffalo Strip calendar. So we had a lot of good things going on, and I met a lot of great people, and overall it was great weather, great concerts. Theory of the Dead Man was really good. Molly Crew was fantastic. Leonard Skinner's, a lot of good shows that we got to see. Just overall, it was a great time. A little bit of inclement weather, a couple of days, a little bit of winds one day. The Friday or Saturday night when we had a little bit of wind, but nothing major. Overall, it was a really good rally. I think the numbers were down a little bit, but probably an anticipation for the 75th. It looks like for the 75th, we'll be opening up Strip Club Chopper Roadhouse on Main Street in Daytona. We're working out the final details of that. Actually, I have a business meeting to go to after this, and then we're going to get BJ on the flight back to Georgia, and I have a business meeting, and then I'm going to head on down the road and start riding across the country. So overall, it's an extreme success, and I think that we're going to have some great things for the 75th coming up. And I think that's about it, brother.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like it was a very successful rally, outside of possibly the numbers being down a little bit for attendance. But like you said, a lot of people attend those big numbers. I was out there for the 69th in '09 when the hail happened, and they said the numbers were down that year, but then they had record numbers for the 70th. So if history repeats itself, the 74th was down because a lot of people were saving their vacation and scheduling their trip to Sturgis. or the 75th, and I wish you all the best with that. So you're going to take a couple of days here. You're riding back to Georgia to your truck and trailer, clear your head, catch your breath. What's next on the agenda for the Strip Club Choppers Roadhouse and Mr. Johnny Lang?
I'm trying to remember if I've got anything in August. I don't think I do. I mean, some of the franchises are doing some shows, but we'll have a big show coming up in Ocean City, Maryland. We'll take the full throttle saloon. I think the way that rig was, I guess it's a convention center. I've never actually been to that rally, but the promoter friend of mine puts us into that spot there, so that's kind of exciting. We got a full schedule in September and October. We're going to start knocking it out of the park here for the fall. So we'll go to our website and check our tour schedule and all that stuff. So that's kind of going to keep me busy for the remainder of the year, basically.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in Ocean City, Maryland. Don't forget, that rally kicks off September 11th. It's September 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. In Ocean City, Maryland, it's Delmarva Bike Week, Bikes to the Beach, and Ocean City Bike Week. 3 independent rallies kind of all conglomerate together and go off at the same time. It's the biggest rally on the Delmarva Peninsula. So be sure you're in Ocean City. Go by the Civic Center or Convention Center, whatever the hell it is. It's the big one right there on Ocean Highway in Ocean City, Maryland. Johnny Lang, Eric from Strip Club Choppers Southeast, Miss SEC will be there. Yours truly will be your host and DJ for a party at the Poorhouse on the corner of Baltimore and Wycomico Street Thursday night. Johnny's already promised me that him and the entire crew will be there. We'll have the Strip Club Choppers pole bikes there, Mr. Johnny Lang, Eric, Miss SEC. I'll be your host for the party all night long, kicking off at 9 o'clock, September the 11th. We'll honor those who lost their lives on that tragic day so many years ago in 2001. And then we will kick off Ocean City Bike Week the only way we know how, and that's Strip Club Choppers style at the Poorhouse on the corner of Baltimore and Wycomico Streets in Ocean City, Maryland for Ocean City Bike Week. Johnny, I look forward to seeing you there. I wish you the greatest and smoothest ride home, and I look forward to talking to you when you get back to Georgia, all right?
Yep, sounds good, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Have a great day. That's Mr. Johnny Lang with the StripClubChoppers.com report from Sturgis, South Dakota. He's getting ready to saddle up on his sled and head back south. That's a good, nice ride. I hope he enjoys it. We'll talk to him next week to see how his ride went, and as he's making plans for the Ocean City rally coming up in September. I've got some Arizona and Claire on a dare for you. We'll be back to have another segment or two, continue the fun and entertainment here with this rainy Tuesday edition of the Thunder Walrus Show on the Walrus Radio Network. Good morning, y'all. Oh, man. If any sane person had ever come in here and looked at how I have this computer set up, uh, it would terrify the hell out of them. There's no way that this guy, any sane person would lay this out to me. I've got the mouse for that computer over here. This one I use off of this. The keyboard, it's dysfunctional. Shows a serious problem in my critical thinking process. Broken way more than you could ever imagine. And man, it is pouring outside. going right now. I know how I make the good times last. You just never stop drinking. As long as you stay intoxicated, the good times never end. Trust me. A hangover never achieved. Nothing. Just stay blistered. No, that's not it. Hey, remember in the program announcement, I mentioned a pageant a contest that I want to judge? Yeah, I got this one. I want to go to Brazil to be the celebrity guest judge. Because most pageants, they may judge a woman's beauty at face value, but not this one. In Brazil, the Miss Bum Bum contest. Yep, you get it. That's the one that I said the trophy should be the Kim Kardashian Award. Miss Bum Bum 2014 is taking place, is a nationwide annual undertaking to find the best derriere. This year's 27 contestants who represent the country's different states were announced last week. Miss Bum Bum 2014 will start in Sao Paulo on August 11th. Brazilians have until November to vote online and determine the 15 finalists for the finale. This year's pageant will have a historic first after twins Rafaela and Graziella representing Alagoas, and I have no idea where the hell that is in Brazil, and Acre, respectively. Alagoas and Acre entered the contest. Dia Mercado, a 25-year-old model with a 42-inch bottom, was crowned Miss Bum Bum 2013. It's a lot of work, a lot of devotion, Mercado told Agence France Press by way of an interpreter. After winning the title, I denied myself a lot of things, no nightclub, no sweets, and went to the gym Saturdays and Sundays. The winner of the pageant receives 50,000 reais, approximately $22,000 in American money, and it's in an endorsement deals, and it becomes an instant celebrity in Brazil. So why not give it a shot? If you've got one of those big Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, Rika Carr kind of asses. You know, I've never liked girls with no butts. I've never heard a song called Flat Fanny Annie, You Make the Rockin' World Go Round. It's always fat bottom girls, You Make the Rockin' World Go Round. It's Baby Got Back, Junk in Your Trunk, all that good stuff. I know, you know, not a flat bottom kind of guy. I like those big, thick. That's why I want to go down there and be a judge in this contest. I think I'd make a great judge in this contest. Although I may want to have, you know, you got to get up close and personal, you know, touch them, spank them, see how they jiggle, wiggle, what kind of sound you can get out of them when you pop them, and do they get that real tight spank, that, or, you know, that one that's more like slapping a fat guy's belly. It's that big kettle drum sound. It's not so good, but I would definitely volunteer my services to be a judge in the Miss Bum Bum 2014 contest in lovely Sao Paulo, Brazil. I think the voting is online, though, for the 27 contestants, then they got to narrow it down to 15 for the finale, and the online voting for that begins August 11th. Kudos and good luck to all of the contestants. I got a little left stronger with So Close and then Silver Tongue again, one of my favorite bands out of Baltimore, with their song The Pawn. Then we'll be back to wrap up the program as we broadcast the Thunder Walrus Show and stream live video from the Medieval Custom Cycles studios here in Street, Maryland, courtesy of Rick Stevenson and Medieval Custom Cycles. He's the guy that'll give your two wheels the therapy it needs so you can get your two-wheel therapy when you need it. Good morning, Walrus Nation.